He remembered the night his own father left home forever. He was 10. James sat with him then, in the cave. They talked, and it made him feel a little better. And James was there 3 years later when Alfred's mother died of pneumonia in the city hospital, sitting with him all night whispering, "Gonna be all right, Alfred. I'm gonna stick by you. We're partners, right?" Then they crawled out of the cave, and James walked him back to his new home with Aunt Pearl and her 3 little daughters. "Come on, James, where are you?" Alfred's legs began to cramp and stiffen. Tears streamed down his cheeks. James tried to talk him into staying in school. "Can't get a good job without that piece of paper, Alfred." James was going to be an engineer and build things. Alfred could help him. They'd make a fortune and drive back to the neighborhood in a white Cadillac and go right to the cave, crawl on the ground in their silk suits, and pull out any little kids they found in there and buy them something really fine. Never happened now. I quit school, and after all that talk, James quits 4 months later. He pinched his calves to stop his legs from falling asleep. 5 minutes, give him another 5 minutes. James didn't even look for a job. Started hanging around with Major and Hollis, believing them when they said the white man would never let them build anything but garbage heaps. He started going to the club room in the basement of the building where Henry's father was superintendent. Maybe the partnership started busting up then. If only James had come to the movies tonight like every other Friday night. And that burglar alarm? How could I forget about that burglar alarm? He moved his head again and tasted more dirt. Maybe the police caught James. Or maybe he got away and had a better place to hide now, with Major. Slowly he crawled out. It was pitch dark. The big rock was hard to see against the black sky. The transistors were silent. He crept carefully until no one who might be watching could tell where he had come from. Then he stood up and walked toward home. The side streets were quieter now. His legs began to lose their stiffness. He turned down a street. "Why, it's good old Uncle Alfred." He froze. Major's arms were folded across his chest, and Hollis's lips were pulled back in a buck-toothed grin. "Where's James?" "Where's James?" mimicked Major. "They caught him. You—" snarled Hollis, pushing Sonny toward Alfred, and then the four of them were in a tight pile of swinging arms and legs, kicking, cuffing, punching, and Alfred smashed into the pavement under Sonny, and the elbows and fists began crashing into his sides, his head, his stomach. "You knew about that alarm," grunted Major, hammering down on him. "I forgot I would've." Alfred tasted his own blood, warm and salty, and he felt the pavement scrape the skin off his shoulder blades. He struggled, trying to kick upwards, but the three of them were too much, bearing down, slugging, stomping. "Split!" hissed Major, and they were all standing. "We'll get you." And then they were gone. Far down the block, two patrolmen, one black, one white, walked lightly, looking over each other's shoulders, glancing up at the rooftops. Alfred dragged himself into an alley and crawled painfully behind a garbage can. He swallowed back his nausea as a rat scurried over his arms, squealing. The two policemen whirled at the sound, hands on their guns. They looked at each other, shrugged, and walked on. Alfred fainted.